All right, we are back out in the garden today. It is not raining. It is a pretty day, a little cloudy, but that's okay. The sun's popping out and I'm not being rained on. So I'm going to spend some time out in the garden. Got my coffee and my gloves. So I am ready to start cleaning up. And let's see if we can make some improvement today. It's Kendra again. I just wanted to stop for a second because I started rolling in our organics cart to clean up the garden, and both of my dogs are out and they are so excited because we are out in the fresh air. They just love coming out. There's Stella and Mr. Luke. Luke. He's being a true cattle dog. But they were just out here prancing around. They're like, oh boy, we're doing garden things. So anyway, just wanted to share. Hey, mister. Come on. Oh, she's excited. Oh. Our old girl there, she's gonna be 15 this year. And Luke is like my big shadow. He just follows me around. They're all riled up. Yay, spring. So I was just going through my pile of the big stuff that the worms aren't going to be able to tackle. And I noticed that I had pulled out this blackberry root that, I just didn't need another one in the garden. And it's been sitting there all winter, and now I just noticed all these little buds forming. So even though it is just, roots sitting outside, it has decided that it still wants to grow. But I do not need more blackberries. Anybody who lives in Washington knows that they are everywhere. I also had to really be careful of some worms that were hiding down in here and all this root structures, because we want to add those to the worm bins, of course. So there's some in there, you can see them. So I need to break this apart over on the worm bin and get those guys all situated. But I'll do that later. Anyway, just thought it was funny. Just goes to show that things will grow even if you don't take care of them sometimes. They will find their way. I'm gonna give all this green stuff to the worms, but all the little pokey raspberry bush plants, no. Sometimes I just like to stop and check and see what a plant is for a reminder, if I should keep it or pull it. This is, I guess, a hairy chickweed. I don't need it, but whatever. But I also don't like to come through and just rake everything up because I always find seeds, like nasturtium seeds. Or as we call them, the little brains. I had to come back for my garden boots because my feet were getting wet. Always check inside your boots. If they've been sitting on the porch for a while, you never know what you might find in there. I planted some red onions in that bed over there by the dead kale, and I planted them in April, and there's still a few alive over there. A little squishy, but the worms will be okay with it probably. Now there is weed fabric under all of this, so as I've been gardening over the last couple of years, when I pull things out, I'm pulling out chunks of weed fabric too, but that means the roots have gotten down in here and broken it all up, which is great for me. I always make sure that I shake out or loosen up the roots, let the little worms come out. Well, they're not little. There's some that are making their way out. I want to give them a chance to go before I toss this in the organic bin. Cover them up, give them a spot. So yeah, I want to make sure I keep as much dirt. Ugh. Oh my goodness. As much dirt as possible. So I mean, that's a good, I don't know, it's 8 inches or something down in there. These kale plants left, so I'll loosen all this. I don't want to pick at it with a shovel and hurt them. And keep as many worms in here as we can, but I still want to clean up a bit. Okay, my goodness, look at this root. It's a big kale plant. I think I'll leave this little one. I guess it's going to depend on what I have putting in here. Okay, so I'm going to take a break for lunch. I did manage to get this front bed pretty much done. I just wanted the big stuff out. I wanted to make sure there was no plant markers, just big weeds, things that I don't want in there. The little stuff can stay. I don't really mix it up a whole lot. I usually will just throw some worm compost on top and, you know, a little bit of fertilizer if needed when I'm planting. But for the most part, we're just going to leave it as it is and call that good for that section. I'll go take a break and I'll work on this messy section over here. It's kind of like the little greenhouse graveyard, I guess. So, all right, we'll be back. Thanks for joining me here at Growing the Spark. I've got my plastics hanging to dry, and I will probably be back out tomorrow to continue cleaning. See you next time.